Another strong issue that the binational tribes face is related to alcohol and drugs addiction. Problems that were acquired from the modern civilizations and that mostly affect the young population of the tribes. One of the main incident factors towards this modern viciousness is the loss of cultural identity. A problem related to the loss of cultural identity is presented in Arizona with the Tohono O'odham tribe. The alimentation habits of the community has dramatically changed. The traditions of the ancestors that were based on gathering, the hunting, and other activities that implied a physical effort are now substituted by modern jobs and sedentary activities in the big cities. This has driven not only the Tohono O'odham tribe, but many of the binational tribes to a serious problem of diabetes and acculturation.
You had to go get wood, or you had to do water, or you had to tend to those things, and now you're hungry. What do? You get in your car and you drive to the drive-thru. They used to have to gather their stuff, and now look, we're overweight. You know, they suffer from hypertension, diabetes, and the social diseases, you know, alcohol, drugs.
However, there are some cases in which the panorama is not completely lost. In the traditional gatherings of the Tohono O'odham, some members participate in workshops directed to influence the whole community about the importance of preserving the traditional alimentation, not only for the cultural matter, but also for the concern of the Indians' physical health. In present times, on both sides of a border, the Papagos still practice traditional activities such as the desert flowers gathering, from which the famous Indian baskets are made of. In a small community of Sonora, the Papagos still preserve these kind of traditions. During the summer, the Indians collect fruits of saguaro and pitaya.
Cuando había indígenas que ellos sacaban la miel, la vendían al otro lado, la miel de saguaro.
Here, important features of a tribe have disappeared significantly. In these days, the majority of the Papagos in Kitovac work in jobs outside of a community. However, the Kitovac village is a traditional place where the Tohono O'odhams from both Mexico and United States congregate each year. One of the main activities that keep the Indian traditions alive is the traditional gatherings. Here, costumes like traditional dancing and singings are revitalized. The Indians compete for the best singing, for dancing in the most traditional way. At night, the conventional gaming commences. They make various teams, comprised of young and adult members, which compete through eliminations that can last in certain occasions until morning time. The long games are rejoiced in every round by a series of singings that make this activity more interactive. Unrooted gatherings like weddings, parties, and funerals is where nowadays the Indians utilize their traditional clothes, which design was one time influenced by materials and patterns that the colonizers brought from Europe.
used to just wear like grass skirts and nothing on top. Just grass skirts, and then when the white man came, they said that was indecent. So we went to this, and we copied that. Yeah, it's cotton, and we got that, I guess, from the people that were here teaching us. And
the Cocopas from Arizona, the Quechans, and Indians like Delmer that belongs to the Havasupais are congregated in this traditional reunion.
The old people used to gather at the store, you know, the main store in the afternoon, like this time. They always talk, you know, they always talk about the people, how the Pais used to be a big tribe, like the Navajos, you know, big tribe. And there was a place that they knew that was there, they used to plant and everything, but as families got bigger and the kids, more kids, and the kids were just getting like debates and fighting, you know. That's how they all separated, I was told, by the old people, you know. So a lot of them came in this direction, and a lot of them were taken by other tribes, like kidnapped. They were just taken, you know. But they used to talk about the Mojaves, the Yavapais, and in this area. But they never knew about the name for the Pai-Pais, you know. They just always say towards the ocean, you know.
Only a few decades ago, with the help of the anthropologist Mike Wilkins, they could meet their relative tribe in Mexico. It is a group of Pai-Pais who were also taken to meet the Havasupais in their lands inside the Grand Canyon. These relations among the different tribes generate a strong support between them. The traditional gatherings also operate as a reinforcement of that connection among the Indians. In these ethnic gatherings, the different Indian tribes also commercialize and exhibit their handicrafts to the non-Indian people. The fabrication of traditional crafts is a very important activity for the indigenous tribes. It helps them to remember themselves about their essence, the value of surviving, and keep the beliefs of their ancestors. On both sides of an international border, we find traditional gatherings among the different tribes. Indians from either Mexico or America share scenarios dancing, singing, but also sharing traditional tales with the audience. In these tales, one can get involved with the history of the tribes. From centuries, the elders of the tribes were in charge of communicating the knowledge of the ancestors to the new generation of Indians. That tradition still survives among the Indians. It is their traditional tales and language what nowadays preserves the existence of binational Indians.